Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good to see you. Happy December 1st. It is time for the end of the year, and Bandai is spicing it up. Spicing it up. I like it. I like it, personally. This is, I think this is going to be very fun. I think OPO5 is going to be very interesting. But if you haven't heard the news, I mean, I'd imagine you have by now. They posted on Twitter. I believe they posted on their Facebook and the official website, if I'm not mistaken. But the removal of some banned and restricted cards, being Nami, the Searcher from OPO1. We also have Rad Beam, which I'm not gonna lie, this is like the only card that I was like, oh man. It was like the only card I was unhappy to see. I mean, like, I'm not complaining. I'm like, ugh. 4 of Rad Beam's gonna be so annoying. New Gate's back, obviously, as well as 9-cost New Gate as well. And I mean, obviously this card is pretty sick as a 4 of, but you know, I think it's manageable. Getting to a point where it's not, you know, the worst thing in the world if that gets dropped. They also bring it back Curly to Dawn, the Marco Blocker, which is also phenomenal card, but now that we have like so many forms of removal in the game, as well as a lot more forms of resting cards, this card isn't as valuable as it once was. I still think it's going to be very good. It's going to be insane, but it's just not as good as it was maybe in like OPO2, OPO3, right? And also 5-cost Marco. Well, I mean, we expected that, but yeah, super interesting. I think that it's a good day for red players, and as a whole, I saw that they were probably going to lift. I mean, not probably, obviously going to lift Curly to Dawn, Nami, Marco, as well as what was the other one? New Gate Leader, right? But the other 3 are interesting. Radical Beam, Marco, and actually the other 2, excuse me, the other 2, and I think it's good, right? It's the OPO5 is going to be very healthy with some other colors and other leaders being able to manage pretty well in the meta. I do kind of feel bad for green players. It feels like green got no love, and is not really getting any love until when was it? I think it's like starter deck 12, maybe starter deck 11 and 12. Green are getting a little bit of love, but we'll see where it goes from there. But this is going to reintroduce lists such as like New Gate coming back, and this is just a list off of the One Piece top decks, so I don't expect this to be exactly what people are running. But as you can see, this list was running 4 of the Nami. It only had 2 of the New Gates. But 4 of the Marco blockers, running the Izo and Buggy, so Nami and Izo package to find the Whitebeard and Straw Hats. Obviously, having the 5-cost Marco is super nice, and 4 of the Rad Beams, for that defensive power later in the game. But I think New Gate coming back. I played so much New Gate over the past like 4 sets that I'm not like ecstatic about it, but I'm happy for anybody that wants to play red. It's just like, oh man, I'm more excited to see people play red purple Luffy. I think the deck is awesome. I think it's super fun to play, and I just love it. I love it. So I actually might tinker around and play some red purple Luffy here and there. This is just another list that, yet again, don't know what people are going to run. This is just something I've seen, and I've been like, oh, okay, all right, that's cool. And 4 Rad Beams, 3 Diable Jambe to use either on the 10-cost Luffy or the leader or the Rush Luffy. So a lot of good stuff and a lot of interesting things coming out of this. I would say all in all, seems like a positive. Getting back to being off of, you know, a different ban list than the Eastern meta. Just getting back into the same style of, you know, what cards are banned, who's playing what, why is it being played. I think all in all will be good and healthy for the game. You know, as much as all of us, as much as a lot of us, when the ban came down for just 4.5, right? We were all like, yeah, yeah, you know, because it was so fun. Like in my opinion, the 4.5 meta was a blast. Just seeing all kinds of different deck lists and everything was so fantastic. And just seeing a bunch of people running different things than Newgate, Law, like just those decks. Like that was it. Newgate, Law, Zoro. Like, oh, okay. Well, now it's 4.5 was fun, but now OPO5 has obviously some different deck diversity and everything. And yeah, I think it was like the perfect amount of time, in my opinion, that they just give them a brief little ban and like, hey, enjoy these 3 weeks to a month. And I'm like, oh, thank you. That's sweet. But the bad side of this is that people have lost their mind and the market is going crazy. Okay, the market is going absolutely crazy for some of these cards. Rip anybody that has been buying Newgates for $27. Oh my god. Look at this. Look at all these $28, $29, $30. Oh, God bless your wallet. Oh, that is so unfortunate. I was streaming last night when the ban list came down, and or the ban list got like lifted and whatnot, right? And it was so funny to see the jump of when people bought cards. So where was it? I think it was somewhere right around, okay. It was somewhere right around here, right? So $11, right, was what it was selling for. Okay, $11. Jumped to 15. And then just continued, like, all right, 13, 15, blah, blah, blah. And then it just went up and up and up. And I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? So if you bought Newgates when they were like $3, kudos to you, bro. Kudos to you. Holy. And then Marco also taking a bit of a rise here. I mean, you can just see, looking at the, you know, the prices here. November, the beginning of November, it dropped down to $3 because of the restriction in the ban list. Obviously, it went back up. So this is the exact kind of trend that we're going to see, but in the opposite fashion. People are buying them at such a low cost, or at such a high cost, and it's gonna plummet, right? You're gonna see this at, I would imagine this will level off at somewhere around like $16, $18, right? But it's probably going to shoot up over the next 48 hours to like $30-something. It's crazy. I don't know. We'll see. I could be totally wrong, but it seems like this has been kind of a trend in the past that with these cards, bans, and restrictions, we end up seeing a lot of volatility in the market, as well as, you know, Rad Beam going up to $4 a piece. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. And yet again, you can take a look at the sales on this one, you know, back to where it was being sold on the 30th of November. So last night, oh my God, there's so many being sold. At one point, they were going for $7, $8, $9 last night. It's crazy. But yeah, you can see like right around here, they're being sold for about $2 a piece, right? $2 a piece, $3, like. And then it just went $7, $8, $9, $5, $6, like, whoa. And now it's starting to level off at least a little bit. I think everybody got their hands on some Rad Beams, but the Nami parallel jumping up like crazy. This has been selling like hotcakes. It was sitting at around, you know, like $250, which was still pretty sick, but you know, it's just because it's an OPO1 card. It's very rare, hard to get your hands on, but that's just been popping up. The Edward Newgate Altar as well as the SP been popping up. Just be careful if you're buying cards right now. Just be careful. The market's going to be very inflated. It's going to be a little wild and wacky, but all in all, yeah, this is cool. I feel like it was kind of expected. I don't know if I expected like Newgate and Brad Beam to just be brought back from the grave, but I think it's fine that they did. It's, yeah. I wouldn't say I was expecting it simply because, yeah, they didn't announce it with the first wave. Like when they said, oh, by the way, we're bringing back Nami, Newgate Leader, Curly the Dawn, Marco. They're coming back, right? They didn't say that with these cards, but now they have. And I wonder if they saved it for today, because I believe today is the first anniversary of One Piece, the card game. Because 1 year ago from today, this beautiful game started. So, could be, could not be, I don't know. Just wanted to make a short video about it, and I would love to hear what y'all's thoughts are. All in all, I think it makes sense, and, you know, I'm still shaking my fist at Rad Beam, but I'm not complaining. I'm just like, oh, God. 4 Rad Beams that's tough, bro. Well, yeah, let me know y'all's thoughts, and I will definitely be catching you guys in the next one. Other than that, hope you guys have a great day. Peace.